When I watch certain movies in Malayalam cinema, I know for a fact that these films could never be made by any other industry. Not that other industries are not capable of making such films or they don't have the talent for it, but those industries don't give space for people to even think something like this, which is so simple yet impactful. Saying big things from just a small plot. And I absolutely loved it. But sadly, this film enters in my list of biryani disasters. What, why, how? Let's talk about it. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and today we're talking about the Malayalam film Avihitham, written and directed by Senna Hegde. Now the director is known for making small-time quirky films with a big message. Now I've only got to watch one of his previous films, Thinkalasha Nishyam, which was really wild. And similarly, he again delivers something unique. I have to say, the lines have really blurred between big and small films. Of course, those big films have that grand scale to it, but the way they are shot, technically, it has become the closest it has ever been before. And the reason behind is that the technology is very accessible today. Even a very small film in its nature and budget has the access to really good quality cameras and equipments. And that is very visible on the screen. It looks really good, especially the night shots. And it is also because of the talented crew, but they have become more skilled today because of the accessibility. Honestly, today, a big film and a small film based on the technical and visual aspects, it's very indistinguishable. And this film technically really stands out. Now, this film is set in a small village and the story starts from the first scene and ends in the last scene. And through that unfolding of the plot, we understand more about this world, these characters, this place. They don't waste time of setting everything up in the start and then coming to the main plot and then delivering the climax. And the plot is so convincing. I'm not from this place, I'm not from Kerala, but still I can understand it. I understand all these characters, what's really going on. I understand why they are doing that. In a sense, it is a very universal film. You can call it a comedy of errors. It is situational. It is serious also. It gets thrilling also. Like, I don't know how to, put it in a box. And that's a wonderful thing. If I put the plot in a single line, it's a guy who at night discovers that there's an affair going on in the village and it impacts a big family. And as the news travels, there's chaos and a lot of laughter too, with a big social message. Literally, the uncovering of the affair becomes a mission for these people. We have the men of this village who are trying to uphold the values and dignity, and they're planning and plotting on how to catch this affair in action. And it's a serious business for them. It's about the dignity of that family. And there's clear stupidity on display, but all of it is inherent of these characters. In what they are doing, there's a sense of innocence to them. No one is coming from a darker place. The actions they're committing is not coming from wrong intentions, but it's just that they don't have the intellect to question what's going on. Instead of jumping to conclusions and taking actions, maybe before that just confirm what's going on to give the benefit of the doubt. The things can be solved just by clear communication, but they don't understand that. And we as audience understand why these characters are doing what they're doing. And I think what helps in that is casting fresh faces for the film. I may have seen few of the actors in the previous film of the director, but most of the cast is pretty new. It's pretty fresh to you. And that's why they don't come with any baggage. So when you see them perform the character as they are doing, it's much more acceptable. And it is a village, it's a small town where nothing much is happening. So when they discover a scandal unfolding in their area, that brings masala in their life. Just like the masala in the fish, it makes it very tasty. For few people, it's personal, but for most of them, it's just entertainment. That's what guiding them and motivating them. And we humans are social animals and we love to know what's happening in other people's life. We are all surrounded by those people with nosy behavior. And that's part of every culture and every society. No wonder Big Boss is so popular across the country in different languages. Because we love to see what other people are doing and then pass judgment on it. Now, as the plot is unfolding, there's also a layer of misogyny that is being explored. And it's very subtle. It's in the subtext. It's in the remarks the men are making. That women should not go out. You should have a leash on them. Otherwise, you'll lose control of them. The woman is the pride of the family. If something goes wrong, then your pride is gone. What time they can go out of the house and what time they should be back. How long can they watch TV? Men are supposed to control their lives. And there's so many very well placed moments like this throughout the film. Now, it's very obvious to the film that what they are assuming about the affair, they are wrong about it. But still, there are a lot of misdirects that the film throws at you so that you keep guessing what's going to happen. And from the moment the village comes together to catch the affair, they just build up to the climax. And you'll just have a blast watching it. And when it came to that climatic moment, they just ruined it. They just laid it all out. It just became a preachy monologue by a character who shouldn't have been giving that monologue, considering the character it was. And that just breaks the film for me. I was so invested. It was going so well, and when it came to the climax, suddenly it just fell apart. And the reason for that is throughout the film they keep the messaging so subtle. They're just basically telling us the plot, what's going on, and everything else is so layered. But when it came to the climax, they break that pattern to give out a big social message to you, which just feels out of place. In that moment, what's going on, who these characters are, the way things unfold, it wouldn't unfold like that. Considering what I've been watching till now, it almost felt like the film took a pause and a PSA was being announced to the audience to understand that's the point of the film. And after that climax moment is over, we come back to the world where characters behave as they're supposed to. Like, my expectation was so high for the climax, considering what was being built up, and it just didn't deliver. And that's why this film comes in my list of biryani disaster. Now, if you don't know what that means, it's not as harsh as it sounds. Let me explain. Consider you're having a brilliant biryani. You love it. It's so tasty. And of course, the last spoon of it, you want to save a little bit of meat, rice, and have that wonderful last bite of it. And when you eat that last bite, suddenly some masala or elaichi or long comes in and just ruins your taste. Now, if you use the same thing for a film, the film is so well made, so good, it's going almost perfect, and then the climax, the last thing comes, and suddenly that just ruins the whole taste of the whole film. And there have been multiple Malayalam films where I have faced the same issue. And it's not that the movie becomes bad, not at all. It's just that the film could have been perfect, but it wasn't, because the climax was a letdown. But the film is still really, really good. If the climax hits hard and works for people, that's great. At the end of the day, that's what you want. Still, I think the film would make my list of top films of the year, but I just wish it could have been much better, because it could. But what was best was my experience talking to a Malayalam director, Tharun Murthy, who made Operation Java, Thudaram, and Saudi Veleka. Check out my interview with him. It was a really fun session. Do let me know your thoughts about this film in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would love to hear you, and I will see you next time.